Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Erwin, with another light novel chapter review on Mrs. Elf, or Welcome to Japan, Mrs. Elf. You guys can see this through J Novel Club. I want to thank J Novel Club for sending this for me to read and to review for you guys. So make sure you guys check them out. There is a link in the description below where you guys can check out where to buy the actual light novel online. I believe as of right now, the light novel is completely only on iBook or Amazon or Kobo or Nook. So all those are not physical copies. They're actually digital copies. So make sure you check them out. I did leave a link again in the description below. Make sure you go and see where it is. I believe they give you the first chapter for free, so you guys can check it out. Anyways, before I continue, a few things. If you have not done so, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell button if you guys don't mind. Also, there is a giveaway happening right now in my channel, so go check that giveaway video out. There is new rules, so make sure you are aware of those. Check out the first chapter of this series so you guys can understand more about it. And lastly, guys, there is a small spoiler alert because I will talk about it in some detail, so you have been warned. Last we left off in this series, Kazuhiko, which is this guy that was, he thought that he was controlling his dreams, actually ended up back in his world with an elf that was not from his dream. It was actually a different world that he was actually traveling to, and essentially the chapter starts with him freaking out because he has this female elf in his bed and doesn't really know what happened. Now, throughout the entire chapter, they essentially talk with one another, him and Marie the elf, with what the heck is going on, how he thought of the world. Like, he thought it was a dream world that he could just walk around and be cool about it and just control it, and it turned out to be real. And they also kind of talk about what they're going to do. So really, there's kind of two parts to the chapter if you kind of want to summarize it in two whole things. The first part is Marie and Kazuhiko going through their day and her being amazed of just Japan, just its beauty and what he was showing her. And the second part is essentially them learning or trying to figure out what's going on and trying to figure out how to get her back. So let's focus first on her amazement on Japan. He takes her, or he buys her clothes, and he takes her out to a fast food restaurant, as well as after them seeing the cherry blossoms from the restaurant, they go to a park, and then from the park they have a snack, and then they go home and he cooks for her some dinner. So very eventful day, and throughout the day, essentially, she is amazed with everything. She's amazed with the food and just their taste. We get a little bit, for those who are foodie anime or foodie manga readers that love to read about food, they had a section about just how she loved the food that she was eating, the texture and the flavors, and just everything that she was enjoying about it. So much that it made me want to eat what she was eating. Secondly, she is really amazed on how stuff works. There's times that she, like when she first saw a car, she took a whole half an hour of investigating how the car actually worked before she even trusted the car on going to the fast food restaurant. So she's amazed with just how things work, how things are not essentially magic like what she's used to in her world. And then she's also just amazed with the beauty of Japan, the cherry blossoms, and just how everything is so beautiful. And we see also a second side of Kazuhiko, and he himself explains it through his inner thoughts, that he's just never gone out so much, and he's never actually enjoyed the parks. He's never enjoyed going out to eat. He's never enjoyed being social, and that's because he's just felt that he's been judged by people, or if he sits alone, or if he walks in the park alone, he just gets judged, or at least that's how he feels. But with Marie, it's different, and I like that because the story itself is starting to be a little bit of a love story. Now there is a chance that it might be there might be a love triangle, or maybe further, maybe a harem. I don't think so, but for now there is this spark that he and Marie have. Marie blushes a few times from a few things that he says, and he offers her his home. Like, if you can't go back, you can live with me, and you can just stay here in Japan with me. And she's like, I'm okay with that. And he blushes, she blushes, and etc. etc. Let's go now to the second part of the chapter, and it's basically them trying to figure out what's going on. And throughout the chapter, again, he kind of explains to her how he viewed her world, and now how that whole concept is destroyed, and how he now needs to figure out what is real, what is dream, and etc. etc. They kind of summarize of how she ended up in this world was because she was holding tight to Kazuhihu, and she died in this other world. So that's how she was able to be transported to this world. They don't know if it is possible for them to transfer her to the next world. Marie did fall asleep on his shoulder in the park for a few minutes, and when she woke up, she didn't mention that she was in her world. So it doesn't only require any type of physical contact, and it doesn't require her just falling asleep like in the case of him. They also kind of go through the whole process of how he hasn't been able to transfer different items, even though he's holding them when he falls asleep, to the other world. And Marie and him are trying to figure out that maybe there is someone who is controlling what can go, what cannot go, and who can pass through that dream world or not. So they have to figure out who that is. They also have to figure out what they're going to do with the dragon, because when Kazuhiku dies, when he falls back to sleep, he wakes up in the same spot that he died. So they're going to end up back in the Arc Dragon's lair. So they have to figure out how to escape and how to defeat it. Now, Marie has some information, and she gives a bunch of information about the dragon, but the biggest clue that we get is that the dragon, there's a legend that the dragon once become a person and walked around a city. So my assumption is that they might convince the dragon to become a person, and I don't know, maybe something else will happen. I have no idea. We don't even know if Marie will be able to transfer herself to the other world. The last thing to it, the last part of the chapter is really them falling asleep very close to each other, so in the hopes that Marie will travel with Kazuhihu in his dream. Now, a few things that I like about this series so far is just that they're very sneaky on how they do stuff. Usually when you read a series, they focus on one genre. This one's kind of being focused on different stuff. No, there's an adventure aspect that we saw in the first chapter. There was a obviously isekai aspect, but a reverse isekai, because we have a isekai character now in Japan. We also have just the slice of life type of genre there, where we just enjoy the scenery, we enjoy the food, so we have that also that food genre there, where we when they describe the food, we also get that love romance background to it. So we have so many layers to this series that I really do enjoy it, and I think people should check it out. I think more people would enjoy it than they think they would. It is a series that I recommend for intermediate and higher, if that makes any sense, when it comes to readers, because like I said, it is very layered. So if you're just used to shonen, if you're on My Hero Academia, Naruto, Dragon Ball, this might be a whole culture shock when it comes to light novel series or manga or anime, if that's what you see or watch. Watch or read. So anyways, but I still recommend it for intermediate. For those who've read quite a bit, this is probably one that you guys should check it out. They do also make fun of how it's not trying to be fan servicey. So there is scenes where you think, man, this is gonna get fan service, and then Kazuhihu in his mind says, but I'm not gonna let my mind go into that spot. This is not a fan service story. So I think there's comical relief there, but also that whole tease, I guess, for those who want the tease. So yeah, a little bit of everything. Guys, make sure you check it out. Again, thank you to J Novel Club for sending me this. I will be reviewing this one until the end of first volume, and hopefully maybe second volume for you guys. Make sure you check out my reviews in my channel. You can check out chapter 1 already. It's out. Check out the link to check out where to buy this. And lastly, guys, make sure you subscribe, comment, like, and share. Make sure you do comment, like, and share. That's the best way to support this video. This will help me tremendously. So thank you guys again, and like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.